What's up, everybody, and welcome to the Future Proof Podcast. My name is Andrew Tyree. Let's get it. Oh, man, it's so good to be here with you guys today on a Tuesday. Tuesday is when this is dropping. Tuesday is when I'm recording this intro. So there you go. We have a great guest for you today, a social media superstar, a businessman. He's got a lot of things going. But first, let's talk about a little bit about what's happening in the world today. It's a lot going on, man. Your boy Trumpito is on a rampage, rounding up people by the plane load. He tried to send a plane full of deportees back to Colombia, a military plane with them handcuffed and shackled. And initially, Colombia stood on business. Colombia said, nope, you cannot bring those folks here like that. You need to do better. Trump then immediately put what he called, and I quote, an emergency tariff of 25% on all things coming in from Colombia. Tried to get the Colombian officials who are here in country sent back. Colombia then responded by putting a 50% tariff on all things coming from the US into Colombia. It was like two 6-year-olds. Actually, I have a 3-year-old, and it seemed more like 3-year-old. Like it seemed like two 3-year-olds fighting over a toy. Because and my daughter's probably a little more mature than that. It's ridiculous. All that was happening. Colombia, mind you, is one of our biggest allies, especially in that area of the world. Bigger than Venezuela, bigger than Argentina, bigger than Brazil. It's Colombia. And then that was overnight. Overnight, something happened. We woke up in the morning, and Colombia decided, yes, it will accept its plane full of refugees. So I don't know what changed their tune or how that happened, but that happened. DEI is being rolled back everywhere. Everywhere. In the military, DEI is being rolled back. So you can, if you're a military person, you won't be seeing much, black, brown, other indifferent folks being promoted. um, They said they're going to soon no longer allow transgender people in the military. Pete Hegseth was sworn in as Secretary of Defense yesterday, and that was one of the orders that he had from on high that he said he was going to enforce immediately. So getting the transgendered community out of the military and eliminating all of the DEI initiatives in the military. So that is happening as well. You would think when you're picking fights with other countries that you want all the people that you can get to fight with you. But apparently, I'm an idiot, and that's not true. Stores, companies falling in line with the new DEI initiatives or lack thereof. Amazon, Meta, Google, Walmart, McDonald's. McDonald's. You think you got a bunch of rich white kids working at McDonald's? That's what you think? You think your employees, your staff, rich white kids? But McDonald's hopped on board. But you know who hurt me the most, y'all, is that good old Target. Man, Target hopped on so fast. You know how you like, you know how your boss tells you, hey, it's Friday. You've been working hard. You can go home early, and you just like drop your shit and like run out the door. That's how fast Target adhered to the new DEI regulations. Target said, and I quote, Um, we're ending some of our diversity efforts. This was Friday, citing the importance of staying in step with the evolving external landscape. Uh, You know who wrote that? That's from an internal memo from Chief Community Impact and Equity Officer Kiera Fernandez. Fernandez sounds Hispanic to me. Am I missing something? Target is concluding its 3-year diversity, equity, and inclusion goals this year, and the retailer will no longer participate in third-party diversity surveys, including the Human Rights Campaign's Corporate Equality Index. The company said that its supplier diversity team has been renamed Supplier Engagement, which better reflects its inclusive global procurement process across a broad range of suppliers. Basically, they were like, "Cool, we didn't want to fuck with y'all no way." ICE has been rounding up people by the thousands uh, across major cities. And if you're not scared, you should be. Black, white, red, yellow, indifferent. You should be. Because they're playing by the rules that they wrote, and they're trying to be all buttoned up because they know the cameras are on. I even heard a report of somebody said that that's what they hear before going out. Make sure your camera ready. Make sure your insignias are on. And make sure you're treating people as well as you can. Blah blah blah. But in a month or two, the cameras won't be on. The story will have changed. It'll be focused on something else. But these raids will still be going on, and I am fearful of how they will be conducted. I am. So lots to be thinking about. Um, Lots to be talking about. There are things we can do. I won't be shopping at Target anymore. I'll be doing my best. And it might not be like a cold turkey thing for all these, it's everybody, right? It's everybody that if you look at all the people that are involved in Trump's regime, it's everything we do every day. It's from Google all the way down to Meta. Meta is Facebook, Meta is Instagram, Meta is all the things. So it's all these companies so it's going to be very hard for Americans to no longer use those things, right? But I will be trying. And even if it's slowly, even if it's one thing at a time, I will be trying to eliminate these things from my diet of consumption, especially and first and foremost, Target. No, I'm not going to Target to buy my favorite black suppliers products. I'm not going to Target, period. So I don't know. I'm sorry. I can't do it. All right. On a brighter note, we got a great guest for you today. Um, Before we get to the guests, let's pay some bills. This episode of Future Proof Podcast is brought to you by Future Proof. We are excited to continue to have a community that talks to each other, that builds with each other, that relies on each other. The Future Proof community is free. You can go to wefutureproof.com and sign up and join. It will not be free for long. Come um, February 1st, it will cost to be inside the Future Proof community. A lot of cool features in there. We have something called the Iron Sharpens Iron program where you can post whatever you're working on, your scripts, your auditions, your TED Talks, whatever you want to get some feedback on. And somebody from the community will look at it, give you an edit, give you some feedback. You can post your thoughts. We will talk about how the industry and the world is moving and what we can do to stay on top of it. All of this is inside the Future Proof community. The live cohort, where we're teaching a hosting and authenticity blueprint that starts next month. Go to wefutureproof.com for all the details. Thank you guys for listening. And now let's get to the guest. All right, y'all. I told y'all this was going to be a good one. All right. So, my next guest, he's a social media star. He's a savvy entrepreneur. He knows something about evolution. We talk about evolution here on the Future Proof podcast. This guy has built multiple successful businesses, and not to mention, he has millions and millions of followers on social media. I know you and I are both trying to get there, but all he's doing is proving that influence isn't just about likes, it's about impact. Please welcome my next guest. You know him as Nick Knack, Patty Whack. What's going on, man?
Hey, good to be here,
Yes,
brother. How you doing?
man. Thank you for joining us, man. I'm good. Pleasure to have you on the show. I was following you before I knew you personally, so I'm glad we get to sit down and break bread and have this conversation, man.
Yeah, get to sit down between computer and finally chat.
Yeah, exactly, exactly. Not that we haven't hung out in real life. We don't want to talk about Miami.
No, of course not. No, we
No,
can't. We
no.
can't do that.
We don't want to talk about Miami. So listen, I feel like a lot of people who are listening now uh, probably know you or know of you, have connected with you on social media. But obviously, social media doesn't show everything. You don't tell your whole life on social media. So take me back to before social media. Who were you uh as a kid, and what did you want to do? I feel like a lot of people don't end up where they thought they would, better or worse. But what did
Right.
you want to be when you were growing up?
To be honest, man, in school I played football and basketball, but I was a class clown. So no matter how bad I did in school or with grades, I was really a beast on the field. I was a dog on the court. I could have won multiple championships with my high school team, but I wasn't growing. So by me being a 6'2" power forward, in high school, like you got to start reevaluating your future. So they was like, well,
Yeah.
you're not getting no bigger, so just go ahead and play football. But when I'm playing football, I don't want to hurt myself because I love basketball more. But I was better at football, so whenever I would go make a tackle, I wouldn't drive them to the ground. Like I would grab them and then try to throw them. Like I wouldn't try to like make no highlights. Like I'm fast off the line, but it's just I was like, nah, I got basketball season is in 2 months. I don't want to mess nothing up. You know what I'm saying? But
Wow.
yeah, but overall, I ended up getting good grades and going to I got into a college. I went to Southern University, Baton Rouge, Louisiana, and I was gonna do walk on, but the way they had the schedule of walk ons had to wake up at 4 a.m. I was like, oh, yeah, I won't be walking on. I will not be walking on. My roommate was a football player that got a full scholarship there, and I was just like, I was like, what time is walk on? He was like, y'all got to be there an hour early. Y'all got to work harder to get on the team. I was like, yeah, I won't be doing that. And
See, I'm
then
not doing that, bruh.
you won't be
That's
doing that.
crazy. When you said 6'2" power forward, I was like, yo, that sounds big. That sounds big. But you think about NBA terms or like basketball terms,
Yeah,
it's
you gotta.
nothing.
When you in high school, like being a 6'2" power forward as a freshman, as a sophomore, like that's cool because you still got time to grow. But like when you a senior and everybody, your point guard is taller than you, and then when you start posting 7 foot people up in the post and they won't pass you the ball, then you got to start thinking about your future. You're like, okay,
Yeah.
I'm gonna just go ahead and move around.
So at
You know what
that
I'm
point,
saying?
you still didn't want to go crazy on the football field because, like I said, you got size, man. Like I played football in high school. We actually won a state championship, and I didn't really take um, college football serious because I felt like I was too little. You know what I mean? Like I'm barely 6 foot 5'11" in that range. Like I had a little more muscle on me in high school, and I was playing slot receiver, but that was before like the Edelmans and like the Amendolas was,
Uh,
5'10" in the
the
slot, you know what I
Michael
mean?
Vick and all that. Yeah, the small wide receivers. Yeah. Nah,
And
I
so
understand that.
coaches was telling me like, "Yo, you're not gonna make it." So I was just like, "All right, like I'm not gonna make it."
But that's another reason why I didn't push because my football team school, we was a 5A school. We was big, but a lot of our people was small. So they putting the biggest person on the line when I'm really supposed to be a linebacker. So they got me going up against people that weigh 400 pounds, 300 pounds on the line. And I'm like, I'm getting past them, but the teams we playing against, they just run the ball. They offensive line can pull and hook and all this, and then I'm already past the running back. Run past me now. It's like I can't get to the quarterback. So it didn't make no sense for me to even be on the line.
What is it about football coaches, especially high school coaches, and them just like not listening, like putting you where you're not supposed to be? I remember for weeks, bro, they tried to make me a running back for weeks, and I was like, "Yo, I'm not built for this. I'm getting hit. Literally, I remember looking out of my ear hole, bro. Like I got hit, helmet sideways. I'm like, Coach, I'm a wide receiver, bro. like, look at
They
these,
tried
look
to
at the
put me
hands compared to the
They
size of
tried to
my
put me at a
face.
fullback too. I was like, I wanted to be a fullback, running back, but I was just like, they don't get no PT. They only
Yeah,
call you for the goal line plays and to get the running back. And I was like, I don't want to do that. So I just
yeah,
left it alone. I
yeah.
left it alone.
Now my knees are shot, so it's over.
Yeah, I want to say after the wanting to be in the football world and basketball world, I ended up discovering Vine, and we actually just talked about this the other day because
Now was that in college? Tell me, was that when
that
did you
was yeah,
discover Vine?
that was my freshman year in college when Vine started like taking off.
Okay. And what was the thought process? Because you're not sure if you're gonna play football. You're thinking probably not, but you're in college. What was your major?
Mass communications.
Okay, so you're like, I don't know if you know what you wanted to do with that, but like, what made you pick up your phone and go, "Oh shit, Vine, I could do something with this."
Oh, because I was already just like posting funny pictures on Instagram at the time, and then the Vine app came, and then we watching King Batch and his crew, and everybody just posting funny 6 second skits. We was like, okay, cool. I'm gonna post a skit too, and we just all everybody just started posting random stuff. Like all my friends just started posting random stuff. So the skit ideas started coming, and then my first one that went viral was when the microwave in and you do a little dance to the beeping sound, it was like beep beep beep. It went viral and people was like, "Yo, I gotta follow you." I'm like, I don't know why. I only got one video on my page. You know what I'm saying? But
Yeah,
it motivated me to keep going and keep shooting content. And then I ended up linking up with other people that were shooting content from New Orleans, and they were shooting content. We would just all link up and have these big old Vine meetups. And if you had an idea, let's hurry up and shoot it and post it tomorrow. Da 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 da. And we just everybody post and repost each other. And we try to do what the white people in California do. Like, oh, King Batch and them doing this. Melvin Gregg and them doing this. I'm like, okay, yeah, well, let's do this. Like, it may be on small terms, but they had the whole country and they had that white Vine. We had the whole South and we had black Vine. We had everybody from Atlanta to New York to Mississippi to Texas. We had all them people, but they had that commercial vibe. Like, if you log as soon as you get on the app, that's who you first see, like the For You page. You had to
yeah,
scroll to get to us. You had to go look for us.
yeah. That's so interesting, man, because I've heard somewhere else, actually Mr. Beast has said it too. Like I've heard a lot of people say that it's not just like being an early adapter, but like if you can get with other people and start collaborating with other folks who are doing the same type of stuff, that'll make you grow like exponentially, right?
Yes.
So when you were doing that, were you thinking like, man, I'm gonna ride this all the way, or was it just like fun and you was getting some numbers and it was cool?
So being a male in this industry, when you're just grinding like that, you going up like there's not a lot of males that reach out and say, "Man, I love your content. I want to be like you." That it's all the females. So me being a young male in college, at least females say, "Oh my god, he just so cute. He my man crush Monday. Oh my, he's so funny." They reposting and stuff, and then everybody's tagging you, then you're getting your DM showing you love, and it's just like, okay, if I keep doing this. I'm gonna get me a celebrity, a bad celebrity, you know what I'm saying? So
There you
it's just
go.
one of those things you just keep going. It's just like you're not thinking of the money because we wasn't really getting no money then. And if we was getting money, we was getting booked together, and then we wasn't splitting a lot of money. It's like you're a local celebrity. We get booked to come down to a club. They pay you $500 for y'all to show up, get on the mic,
Yeah,
give you a section. You know what I'm
yeah.
saying? The typical. But after that, after Vine started to die, it was like, okay, now we got to pivot. Instagram came out with 15-second videos. I said, okay, now we got to get creative because like if
Well,
I
no. So here's what's crazy. First of all, which celebrity was he trying to bag? That's the first question.
Well, nobody was a celebrity to me on the Vine app. I just feel like if you had a lot of followers, people look at you like a celebrity. Then I'm like, okay, cool, I'm at your head. But it wasn't no particular ones. The only girls that I wanted off the Vine app was like the girls that was twerking and half naked on the app. The ones that whose videos would get deleted in the first hour. You had to go really watch and before it got
Yeah,
deleted. Those
yeah.
are the ones I wanted.
You had to hurry up and jump on it, man. I totally, and I don't know. I totally missed like the whole Vine thing. I don't know where I was or what I was doing, but I totally missed it. I didn't catch on to Vine until Vine was like about to go away, and I was like, "Oh damn, this is dope," and then it was gone.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just missed it. But what I was gonna say is, I think 6 seconds requires a lot of creativity because 15 seconds, I could, you could do whatever. 30 seconds, I have a hard time posting to Instagram when it was 90 seconds. I was like, man, this junk is long. Like you know what I mean? Like my videos be so long, I need to trim them. So for you to get funny out, because funny requires like a premise, it requires like an action. You have to
Mhm.
paint a picture in
Yeah.
6 seconds. That's hard, man.
The thing is, it was so easy because on Vine, all you had to do is really do those be like videos, such and such be like, da 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 be like. When you do this, or POV this, like it was easy because you could really just show that and people understand it. You know what I'm saying? Like believe it or not, you could fit so much into 6 seconds because like the apps that we would edit on, they will always give you an extra second or whatever, but it would look like 6 seconds on Vine. And the idea is it was just so easy to just accumulate because everybody would see other people's stuff and they would get an idea from it and piggyback off that, and then they'll say inspired by, and then they'll post their version of it.
Mhm.
People see your skit, they see the audio to it, and they just remake your stuff and then change the words around on it, which is cool, but it's just like at times change. Next thing you know, on the next big app, people gonna be able to remix your skit idea and put their face on yours.
Now that's crazy.
Let me write that down because that's a good
Yeah.
idea.
Yeah, go ahead and put that down. Go ahead and put that down. So Vine goes away, Instagram comes. Now, do a lot of followers come with you over to Instagram?
You kind of want them to, but it's hard to get your followers to follow you if you're not big on that app. Like follow me over here. What people used to do who was big on that app, they were like follow me on Instagram, but people will follow them on Instagram. And they just post pictures, or they wouldn't post no videos. So the people who missed out on that wave, they missed out. See me, I was like, yeah, I'm posting different skits, longer skit versions over here on Instagram. Y'all come follow, blah blah blah, and people will come over. I said I had 500,000 on Vine, and I was able to get like 90 to 60,000 on Instagram.
Okay. That's a good ratio though.
Yeah, it worked. It worked out because it got to the point to when I started posting pictures, I get like 5,000 likes. I was like, oh, 5,000, that's a lot.
Yeah. No,
10,000 likes, I would get 100 comments. 100 comments was big back then. Get 100,
yeah.
it
And
was
then,
big.
so what was the moment when you realized like this is fun, but I could also do this as a career. Like I could make some money off of this.
Uh, when I linked up with my friend Dan, which is crazy because he was roommates with Odell Beckham at the time. So he or Odell was going to the league, and Dan was just like, I don't got nowhere to go. I'm gonna just chill with you. So I was like, okay, cool, you can stay with me, bro. And then he was like, bro, I want to shoot skits. Let's shoot skits. I'm like, bro, I really don't want to shoot skits, bro. I already got my people I shoot with, blah blah blah. He was like, man, I don't care, bro. We can do our own thing. We don't have to be with them. I'm like, you know what? Let's go shoot some skits. So we started shooting skits. We shot a Halloween skit of him, of me bullying him, and then we had a makeup artist like fix my face up after I put pick on him. He beat me up type shit.
Yeah.
And then our skits wasn't doing no numbers. They was really
Okay.
just like okay, you're not as funny as you used to be on Vine. So then we figured out the algorithm. The algorithm likes video on Instagram back then. They only like videos that's shot all the way through. Like they don't want no cuts, no chops, no nothing, no edited. It was like all the way through. It looks real, it looks viral. So me and Dan, we just started going places like McDonald's. I'd be like, oh no, baby, what is you doing? He'll go stand on stuff. He'll go dance and da da da. And then the whole plot twist is at the end of the video, we would steal something. No matter what it was, we would steal something. And that it was a pretty niche that really worked really well for both of us. Me talking crazy, hyping him up, making the words rhyme, and he just dancing. It was good for the
Yeah.
culture. It was like it felt good to see a black man narrate a white man to go steal some shit. That's what they would always
Gotcha.
say. They would always say shit like that.
Well, you know what? And I didn't couldn't see it in my brain until you said that he was white. Until you until you said that he was white, I was like, oh, that's
Yeah,
funny.
yeah, it is. Yeah, nobody thought he was white. I never thought Dan was white. I labeled him black because he grew up in the same hoods we grew up in. He
Yeah.
didn't really have that white privilege.
Yeah.
A lot of people they do label some white people like, oh, you invited to the cookout type shit. I don't. If I vibe with you and you like a brother to me, I'm not gonna label you as a white, black, da da da. I'm like, you my
Yeah. You
brother.
just right.
You know what I'm saying? So that's how it went with us. That's how we ended up taking off, and then we linked up with T Pain's manager. T Pain's manager was like, "Hey, I got T Pain upstairs. Y'all want to come?" I was like, "Hey, I'm not on that type of time, man. You can't. The way he just popped up, like, hey, I got some candy in the minivan. Y'all want some candy? I was like, hey, look, sounds good, but I'm not the type. He was like, no, I'm T-Pain manager. Da, da, da. I said, okay, cool. So he was like, I want y'all to come up there and do a skit on him, prank him. Me and Dan like, bro, this probably not even T-Pain, bro. Let's just go ahead and do the video and just get
Yeah.
the heck out of it. Me and Dan knock on the door, running there. Bitch, it was T-Pain playing the game. I was like, oh, it's T-Pain. I almost broke character. I had to stand. I was like, oh no, T-Pain, baby, what is you doing over here? And
Yeah.
had to keep the skit going and whatever, got him to do the dance. As he's doing the dance, me and Dan take his chain and run. He got it back, of course, but
Of
that's
course. Yeah.
part of the niche to make it more fun. And people just like that.
Yeah. And that went crazy. So that like your first big check? Like was that the moment you were like, oh man, I can make some money doing this?
Well, so we didn't get paid. We didn't get paid until we got an invitation to the MTV Movie Awards to host the red carpet. That's when we started getting paid. Whenever we would link up with celebrities or whatever, we wouldn't get paid from them. We would get paid from clubs who want to book us here and there, like $3,000 here, $3,000 there. We was taking chump change because we was like we never seen this type of money. Plus, our demographic is black people. We know these white people not about to book us for no 15, da 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 da. But that was just us with that mindset from being in the South.
Right.
We ended up moving to California. We didn't have to get flown out. We was invited to all the red carpets. We was invited to all the awards. We went to so many awards with so many guests. We ended up being able to host the BET Green Carpet in Miami. Yeah,
Wow.
what I'm saying? Like, there was a lot of stuff. Like, we wasn't thinking big. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, we really this big. You know what I'm saying? Like, I still don't think I'm really that big, but to others, I really am. I'm just too humble. And
Yeah.
I can't never see myself being over anybody. Like, it's not a competition to me. It's like, because I want us all to be out of this slump. I want us all not to have depth. So I'm always thinking, like, okay, I'm equal to everybody. Even if they don't
Yeah.
have the same amount of followers as me, I'm still going to treat them as an equal. You know what I'm saying? I've never been that type of person to be like, go get your followers up, nigga. You don't got the same amount of followers as me. You know what I'm saying? I've never been that
Yeah. Well,
person.
I mean, I asked you to do a skit. You said you wouldn't do no skit with me.
That's crazy. I don't remember you saying that.
All right, maybe not, maybe not. You're right. So so you'll start getting invited out. Did social media start sending you any money? Did you start making money from like YouTube or TikTok or anything like that?
So when we started blowing up more and more, I want to say about a year into me and Dan's ventures, I was like, bro, let's start a YouTube. Because everybody was doing YouTube. I'm like, bro, let's go ahead and start the YouTube up, and I'll hold the camera. I'll vlog. I'll talk. I'll put us on there. I'll get the stuff we need. Let's do it. And Dan was like, no, let's just stick to Instagram. It's just too much work. So if you go to our YouTube page, we got probably like all our Instagram skits up there and a few vlogs. I wanted to keep
Yeah,
it going. So I know if I would have kept it going, how and what today's time is, people would be like, yo, what are y'all doing today? Where y'all going today? Blah 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 with the woo. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying? So, but I mean, shit happens for a reason. So it all worked out for the best, you know. So
yeah.
I might
Are you
still go
guys?
back to YouTube. I'm gonna go back to YouTube. I'm actually gonna try to get my wife to be like my dad. I'm gonna get her to be my
Yeah,
wife, my partner in crime. It's just she's a perfectionist. So you tell her let's do this. She's like, well, I don't want to do that because I look crazy. Let me edit the video. Da, da, da. Like she don't even want to see like a small speck of dirt on the camera lens. If it is, you gotta shoot everything over, and it'll never get put out. So I
you
gotta
just gotta. Yeah, you gotta tell her. And you already know this, but you just gotta put it up, man.
yeah, you
Just
gotta put
put
it
it
out.
up.
You gotta put it out.
And it'll get perfect, eventually, but just put it up, man, because I'm sure she's hilarious, bro, and like I can't even imagine how that would go crazy because YouTube is still very viable. Like
Very,
folks are
very
making a whole ass living
off of YouTube.
off of just YouTube.
Yeah, I be wanting to wake up, grab the camera, let's go do something today. Let's go get out the house. She'd be like, "Oh, I gotta work for my computer. I don't look good today. I don't want. You go do it and then edit me in it. Like use the AI to put me in it. Like, bro, come on, we gotta live this social media life. We gotta be these influencers. Let's go be influencers.
You gotta do it, man. You
Yeah.
gotta do it. I feel like my wife is a little bit the same way. Uh and maybe that's for the best, but like that's the thing, like, you do have to commit, like, it's a commitment. These couples that are online and they got big followings, like, That's work, man. They waking up every day thinking about ideas. It's like going to work with your spouse. You know what I mean? Like y'all thinking about ideas, y'all shooting, y'all editing together, y'all
Yeah,
deciding how much of your real lives to put on camera. Because
yeah,
sometimes, it'll be great. It'll be a great video,
yeah.
but it's a real argument. Y'all having a real argument, and one of y'all will
Yeah,
be like, "Yo, let's film this." And you be like, "What?"
nah, yeah, we've had times like that when we was just like, I was like, yeah, let me just go ahead and delete this. She was like, yeah, because I don't want people to knowing this, knowing that, blah blah blah. I'm like, yeah, bro, let's just go ahead and delete it because I mean, it's a good topic. It's definitely clickbait, but I don't want them to attack you because I always feel like she's wrong for some reason. I'm always
Yeah,
right.
well, I mean,
I just knew
I
my if my followers would see us fake arguing, they would take my side. I knew they would.
and I agree with you. So
I just
I
don't
agree
want
with
her.
you.
I don't want her to feel like the world is against her. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
that's another thing. Like you have to. I mean, and I'm sure you do because you've been in social media for a minute. But like, you gotta have thick skin because no matter what, somebody gonna hate what you're doing.
Oh
Like
yeah, they come.
somebody gonna tell you
Yeah,
you look bad, tell you, whatever. Like somebody gonna hate on you no matter what. So you gotta be able to just kind of brush that off and
they come. Yeah, they come to my page. They talk about my nostrils. They talk about, oh, I fell off. I'm not nothing without this person. But I just be like, damn, you can't wait to my page to tell me that. I must be doing something right. You
came
know,
all the way over here.
or you can way over here to tell me something.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I don't. The thing is, I don't care for social media no more because it's not as fun as it used to be. Like it used to be fun until social media started putting all these restrictions on
Mm.
everything. It's like you post a skit of you with a bottle of tequila. Now you're shadow banned for 2 weeks, so now you can't get the engagement you normally want. Or you can't post you vape blowing O's with a vape. Or you can't even post you marketing somebody's brand without putting an ad on it. Because if you don't, they're going to shadow ban you. So it's just like all these restrictions is no longer fun. We used to be able to just post whatever it is, get off, and collect the check.
Damn.
Come on. It's tough now. Now you gotta send your skit idea and the caption to the brand that you're working with. They gotta re-advise it with Chat GTP. They're gonna send it
Mm.
back to you with a time to post and who to tag and who to collaborate with. And they're gonna tell you to make sure that you watch in the comments to certain people are not in the comments messing up the video. I was like, bro, that's too much.
That's a lot.
Too much.
That's a lot. And from my aspect, you can tell me if this is true for you or not, but like I feel like the money has gone down too. Like there are
Oh,
some brands that'll still like really cut you a check, but a lot of these like user generated content videos that they're trying to make you do, like I'm scoffing at the numbers. I'm like, you want me to do what for how much? Like,
yeah, it's good. It's gotten a lot worse. They want you to do when we first signed with Fashion Nova, they was like, you guys got to do 30 posts for 10,000. You both get 5K each, and 30 posts to them is really more so 15, which is like we both got to post on our page together 15 times instead of 30 all together. And it was like,
gotcha.
yeah, it was like, bro, we got to go up on our next check because that's 20 posts. We have to go outside, shoot something new. It couldn't be no regular boring skit. It had to be something that's eye engaging because if we put out some poo stuff, they're not gonna want to work with us no more. So we was like, okay, this is our first contract. Let's go ahead and do it. Blah blah with the we ended up going up at least I want to say like $5,000 more, and it's just at that point it's just like we're bigger now, and we're still splitting money. So
Yeah.
it's like, yeah, something got to shake.
Yeah. Did anything ever end up shaking or are y'all still figuring it out?
To be honest, nothing ever shook. He ended up going to Boohoo Man, and Fashion Nova stopped working with me. So it was just like, okay, fuck it, on to the
Yeah.
next. And that's what drove me to be like, I don't want to work for nobody. I want to have my own businesses.
Mm.
I'm gonna have my own businesses.
That's a great segue, and I want to get into that. But before we move on, real quick, tell me one thing that people don't know about being a big deal on social media. I think so many people want to have millions of followers, and so many people want to do that. But what's one thing that like you could tell folks, man, like you don't know this is what comes with it.
Yeah. So the pros, I'm gonna tell you the pros first, then I'm gonna tell you the cons. The
Yeah,
pros of being having a lot of social media following. You post your cash app, you definitely gonna get some money from some strangers. So you get a lot of love from a lot of people all over the world. You get in the clubs for free. You get a lot of stuff for free. You get free clothes. You put your PO box up there, everything is free. You get a lot of love from people that want to be with you just for one night because they think you're so funny. So, what else? besides getting a lot of things for free and money just off of your appearances and everything and invitations for a place you'll never go. That's probably much of the pros of it. The cons is that you constantly have to wake up and deal with somebody, well, really wake up and put out content for people that possibly don't even care for the content, or people that'll come to your page and hate on you for no reason, just to hate on you because they're not in your position. What else? People are always going to ask you for money because they're going to think you got it. They see a
Mm.
million followers, they think you got $1 million, but it's not always that. Nobody cares about you because you're famous. You have to make everybody else smile. So nobody cares about your feelings, your help, or what you're going through. If you put out anything about you going through anything, I'm going to unfollow you because that's not what I follow you for. I follow you for you to work for me to make me smile. That's the thought process of being. That's the cons of it. People
That's
don't.
so true, man. And I'm guilty too. I won't even say the person's name, but there's a comedian that I was following, and he was putting up he was putting up like his crowd work,
Yeah,
and I really enjoyed his crowd work. Like it was kind of funny, it was kind of edgy. I was like, man, I really like this crowd work stuff he's doing. Followed him for months and months and months, and then I guess he got off tour, and he went back home, and he started like documenting his like weight loss journey. He was like, "I'm
yeah.
gonna lose some weight before my next tour," and I was like, "Bro, I don't want to see this shit. I don't
I
want to see this shit, man.
want to see you lose. I want to see you stay fat and funny, man.
I want to see you
Stay
stay
fat
fat
and
and funny."
funny. Yeah, bro. It was at a point where I wanted to start losing weight, and people was like, "For what? This is what got you here, being fat and funny." I was like,
That's
"Damn, I
crazy.
can't lose weight. What I want to start having the bad bitches. I got tired of not getting the bad bitches, bro. Believe it or not, every time we go to the club, we used to be booked with celebrities, bro. We'll go to the club that nobody wanted me. I had my hair short, the sides was all. I thought I was cute, you know what I'm saying? But
Yeah,
all the baddies would go to Dan. I'm like, okay, cool. Where my baddies at? You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
I didn't get. I mean, they was baddies to me because I don't discriminate. You know what I'm saying?
There
I
you
had
go.
a few thick women, a few Latinas, and there, blah blah blah, woo, woo. But I didn't get no celebrities. I got
Gotcha.
the only celebrities I dealt with was the ones that was into adult entertainment, and it was like four. He on the other hand, bro, this man was like the Chris Brown of our era. Of
Wow.
yeah,
Arizona.
everywhere we went. It got
Arizona.
it was cool because I had no problem with it. A lot of people didn't know my face or my name. They'll walk up to me and be like, "Oh, you the guy? Where's Dan?" I'm cool with that.
Yeah,
It's all marketing. That's how we market it. I always say Dan name when we try to skit. When,
yeah,
when people would call me Dan, that would throw me off. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, bro, my name not Dan, but I'm a big fan of you. Y'all go by Dan. Then I'm like, no, bro. Like, but can I get a picture? I'm like, you don't care about me. You don't
yeah,
care about me at all. You want a picture? Like, I don't know what you're gonna do with this picture.
yeah.
So that's one of the cons. People go up by what they see on social media. They don't care to get to know anybody. Like that's why I never want to meet my favorite celebrities, which I already
Mm,
met one of them. It's Trey Songz in the Weekend. Because if they do anything to piss me off, my whole childhood is ruined. I
yeah,
don't want to meet them. Like I want to be a fan from afar. You know what I'm saying? I want to be a fan from afar and just respect them like for their craft and the work they put out. I don't want to
yeah.
meet.
That's so interesting. It's true, man. It's true. I've had some really good celebrity run-ins where I met somebody I'm a big fan of, and I've had some not so great ones. So I feel you on that. You talked about it just a minute ago. We were talking about social media. We were talking about how that was going, and you said one day you woke up and you realized, man, I gotta start a business. I need to own my journey. What was that moment like, and what was the business that you started?
So basically, I was like, I'm getting tired of being in America, man. Let's travel. I was like, I started talking to people in Miami, like, how can I get people to travel with me? They was like, oh, do a cruise. You should do a cruise. I was like, oh, Dan, let's do a cruise, bro. Let's do a cruise and get some baddies to get on the boat. Let's go, blah blah blah. Dan was like, fuck it, man. Let's do it. Let's do it. I was like, let's create a page or something and we can name it and we can promote it to that one page, get people to follow. So he couldn't come up with nothing. I couldn't come up with nothing. I was like, well, let's go off of what we say a lot. We were like, we live, right? But I didn't want to call it uh we live with anything that talks about travel. I wanted to be like we live when people come with us. It's always an adventure. So I said we live adventures,
Okay.
and we made the page in 2017, and we had our first cruise. So we post the cruise. We had celebrities come on the cruise. Niggas was like, "What? We got celebrities coming on the cruise?" Like, yeah. So we had Dexter Darden from Maze Runner, and we had Andre Drummond came on the trip. So I was like, okay,
Wow.
cool. We had a few other people. It's me, Dan, Andre, and bro. We went to fucking island. I think it was close to Turks or whatever. You know, when you go to Cozumel, Mexico, it's a cruise. It's like 7 days or whatever.
Yeah.
Bro, this man Andre took care of us, but we didn't spend out no money. Andre was like, "We got a section over here, bottles over here, baddies over there." Da 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 da.
Like,
I'm
what you
like,
need?
all right. So this was like to hang out with your celebrity friends. I'm like, okay, cool. So we just all partying and having a good time, bro. The cruise went so well, bro. But I think the disconnect was for the cruise is that we had to do so much promoting. And I
Got it.
think at the time, social media, whenever you post so much, people unfollow you. So Dan didn't want to push it. So I felt like if Dan didn't want to push it, then I'm like, I'm not gonna push it. But
Mm.
then you know, like 2 years later for my birthday, I went to Jamaica and I met my friend JMO. He had a travel agency. We had the same birthday. He was like, bro, I brought 96 people to Jamaica. I'm making bank. Why you stop? He was like, you got a big following. Why would you stop? I'm like, oh, cause I didn't think nobody would fuck with it. He was like, bro, I only have 2,000 followers. I got 96 people with me. What are you talking about? Black people love to travel. So I said, okay,
Wow.
bet. I said, okay, bet. Then literally the next month in February, I ran into my sister Leah. She don't have a big following. She brought like 100 some people to Cancun. And she was like, Nick, thank you for coming out here and having fun with us. You should try doing a travel agency too. I said, I got one. She was like, what? You got one? I was like, I got one. I haven't been pushing it. You know what I'm saying? So literally that whole year, I went on all the trips I can go on with every travel agency I see, just to see how they work the crowd, how they do payments, how they the excursions, how they basically just separate the bad from the good, and how they have bad stuff happening, but nobody know about it. All they see is the good. And
Mm-hmm.
then I had my first big trip in 2022 on my own. We went to Panama. I brought 64 people out. When I tell you, bro, we had a vibe, bro. Black people all over across the world was like, yo, this is the best fun trip ever. I've never experienced a trip like this in my life. Now, if you go to Panama, everybody know Panama is not really no excursion, no beach type, country, because the water there it rescinds after a certain time, so you got to really go at a certain time to see the views, and it's not really no pretty sight over there because it just look crazy, and it's all city. It's all city, but we had rooftop parties at the W. We made it lit. You know what I'm saying? After that trip, I was like, fuck it. Three months later, let's go ahead and do Tulum. When I tell you everybody from Panama was posting about Tulum, I brought a hundred.
Wow.
I brought 150 some people to Tulum. I was like,
Wow.
damn. I was like, damn, that's fire. And then I was like, this is nice. But before I even started I had my first trip of traveling. I had my own liquor business that I had started in 2019 while I was trying to do the travel agency stuff. Well, before that, and I was like, I'm gonna just go ahead and just put the money. There go the bottle right there. Yeah, I was like, I'm gonna go ahead and put my money into this brand, and by the time I'm ready to get stuff flowing with my travel agency, I'll start bringing my bottles on my trips.
So tell me this. Tell me this. How does, and you don't have to give me any details you don't want to, but how do you make money from the travel, like having a travel agency? So if you're bringing 100 people to a country, are you getting a deal and then you're getting a bit of everybody's trip money, or like how is that working where it's a
So,
business for you?
so this is how it normally works. Depending on how many people are part of your team, you want to make sure you pay your team. So if we have 150 some people and we got a lot of things that we're doing on certain days, you always want to add a concierge fee. You know what I'm saying? Because they would have paid 130 if they would have went by themselves. But by me doing it and booking it for them, then it's just like, okay, now it's 140. So I get $10 off this excursion. You know what I'm saying? It's more of a you come out the country with me, you don't have to pull out your wallet. It's already paid for. All you got to do is just make sure you wake up from the party before and
You
just
don't
be
got to
on
plan
time.
it. You don't got
You
to
don't have
do
to
none of
plan
that. You
nothing.
just
Like we'll talk about it beforehand if you want to do this or not do this. We'll give you options, but just make sure you wake up because we're not doing no refunds,
Yeah,
especially if
the
you
the
miss
bus is leaving. The bus is leaving at 9.
bus leaving at 9. Make sure you go on the bus at 8:30. Please be there. Drink water, hydrate. When we come back from this excursion, okay, we can take a nap, but just make sure you up and ready to go out the next night or go to the next event because we have a set schedule for us to have fun.
Yeah. So you'll get a little percentage of each person's package or whatever.
Yes.
Okay, cool. And
I,
you set that up through, but you're the travel agency, so you're doing the booking. You're
yeah. So
making sure all that, all that.
like you said earlier, the best thing to do is to try to get the trip as cheap as possible, so that I could add my love on top. So if it's like $1,000 for 20 people, I'm like, okay, cool. Look, it's 20 of us. Can you bring it down to 750? And he'd be like, okay, cool. I can do 750. Then I'm like, all right, cool. Now I can put $5 from each person into my pocket to where it makes sense. You
And
know?
and it's fair to them because they got a deal anyway because they would have
Yeah,
cost them more without you.
yeah. They
That's
would have
beautiful.
that, and
All right, so then
that's the same thing with hotels too. Even with the hotels, if you got a hotel, you do a room block. There's some tell you every 10 rooms you get a free room, or every 15 you get a free room. So my main goal is to try to book many rooms as possible, stay on these people at the payment plans. So I can get my room for free. I can get my DJ room for free. I can get my camera and my video person room for free. You know what I'm saying? If I don't, then okay, cool. Now look, me and you, buddy, we got a room together. Our rooms are free. You stay over there, I stay over here. Or if it's me and my wife, and then the camera guy and the DJ, y'all share this room. Got to make the trip work. We didn't book up what we thought we was gonna book because shit happens. Some people back out, but we got to keep rolling. Got to roll with the
yeah.
punches. Other people paid their money.
Right. Right. No, that's smart, man. That's smart, especially if you have a following, especially and like you said, people love to travel. So now you traveling, you're like, "Oh my god, this is an amazing opportunity for me to start a liquor company and I got one of the bottles right here." Now, let me tell you something. Before we get into how this started and what this is good, bro. Yeah, listen. This is delicious.
We
I
got one.
don't I don't be out here y'all ain't seen no promotion from me on this podcast ever. This is delicious. This is good. This is good brandy right here. But talk to me about having the idea and going with it on something like a liquor brand.
To be honest, man, I always tell everybody the honest truth. When I came up with this idea, I ran into a white guy named Mike Muhammad, and he was like, "Yo, man, come on down to the distillery. I met you at a house party, and you were drinking up everything. We sure how to make a bar, like a regular drink." I was like, "Fuck it, I'm coming. I'm coming." I
Yeah.
ended up going, but as I was leaving the party, we was already on shrooms. So I'm on shrooms. We go to the party. They was like, "Yo, man, you think you could ever create a bottle for yourself?" I was like, yeah. I mean, Dan Brazilian made a bottle. He was like, it's funny you said that. We have one of his bottles. He pulled out the bulletproof bottle that Dan Brazilian had. He was like, yeah, you shoot this bottle, it just ricochets off. And I was like, damn. He was like, yeah, that's the only thing most people got, the bottle. If you create a dope bottle, it's gonna sell. I was like,
Mm,
well, I would love to create me a bottle. He was like, I tell you what, get an idea, come on down. It's $10,000 to start up, and we can get some stuff going. So I came up with the idea while I had shrooms, and the idea I had I don't know what it was. I don't know what it was, but it just tied back to the movie Amistad. And I was like, in Spanish, Amistad meant friendship. So I wanted, to unite, ethnicities and nations together. But I didn't know what would be a good symbol to unite, unity nations or whatever. I was like this, but I was like, nah, that just looks like, you know. So I was like,
hang 10.
I was like this. I was like this. This looked like something that could be like that can unite most people. Because I've seen movies when people put up a fist. I've seen all type of stuff, like not even just movies, like just throughout the times in the 1980s and 70s and 60s. Even if it's not just black people, like other all type of people will put up a fist. And I was like, okay, that means something. It's more than just for one color. It's like a lot of nations use the same fist for no matter what it is. Some people do this with their fist, put it on
Yeah.
their fist, or some people
Yeah.
put it up here. Some people they dap their fists up. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like, I feel like a fist had always meant something. So
Yeah.
even though I got the idea from the movie Amistad, like, okay, these people they got kidnapped, but they started working together to learn how to read and write and speak so that they can defend themselves in court, so that they can get justice for themselves. I was like, that's dope. I was like, yeah, I think I'm gonna go ahead and go with a chrome fizz bottle. And
Yeah.
I just went with the flavor was nice. I had 5 tastings, and I got all females. I didn't want no men because men love
Yeah.
to drink brown, but females cannot drink brown. So I told them to pick from whatever brown was the smoothest, that was the hottest, or whatever this, that, and third. And they ended up picking whatever was close to tequila. So I was like, okay, cool. It works for me.
Yeah.
It works for y'all. And after I decided on the bottle, the taste or whatever, it was history from then.
I mean, it's smooth, brother. And I love brown liquor, man. Like I was a bourbon whiskey guy. Love cognacs, love brandies, and yeah, the bottle draws you to. I've taken this bottle to like events and get-togethers, and people always want to know, man, what's that? What is
Uh-huh.
that? What is that? What is it? And you tell them, and you're like, yo, just taste it, and they'll try it, and they're like, man, this is really good. I'm like, I know, you know what I mean? And this is actually your fist.
That's my yeah. It's actually my fist.
This is your fist, which is very cool because I feel like it would have been super easy just for you to make a just be like, yo, make me a fist. But you were like, no, I'm gonna sit down.
Yeah, that was that's what took so long because we had to set up a 3D printing appointment with these people in West Hollywood. They so busy, they shooting stuff for movies and stuff, and I'm just like, bro, come on, can we get me in and get out? I went in there, sat down, they scanned my fist for 20 minutes. I'm like, bro, it took us 4 months to do this. And guess how much it cost, bro? It cost me $60,000. I was like, bro, ain't no way, bro.
Are you kidding me? For them to
No,
for them to scan your fist to make this bottle cost you sixty
it
thousand.
was $60,000. And then when I found out that they wasn't making my bottles with like machines or whatever, they was actually in China making them by hand. I'm like, bro, what was the scan for? But they told me that's just for one time thing. So now it's just like, okay, well, one time thing, whatever. But now it's
Well,
just like,
starting liquor companies are like notoriously expensive though. Like, you know what I mean? So like before you can even sell a bottle, it's not something that you can just, start up for with no startup costs.
yeah.
If you don't mind, how much did you put in to starting this brand before you actually sold a bottle?
So at first I didn't have the funds for it at first. I went to my guy Rusty in New Orleans. He's a big construction guy, but he's also thrown concerts in New Orleans, so he had the funds. So I was like, "Hey, bro, throw me 10,000, get these bottles going, and then I'll put you on, woo de woo." He was like, "I tell you what, bro, I like you a lot, and I want to be a part." He gave me the 10,000. I took that whole 10,000, brought it to the distillery, and we got to making everything ASAP. But they only when you do that, the 10,000, they give you those custom bottles that you start off with, those silver, those see through ones you start off with, and they just slap a little logo on it, and they give you 100 bottles. So it was 5,000 for 100 bottles, and then I had to get the 5,000 for the license and all that other good stuff.
Yeah.
But it's just I was like, damn, only 100 bottles. So everybody who wanted it for free, and I wasn't charging them. I was like, here, taste it. But I should have been taking those 100 bottles and bringing them to people who could possibly buy into my business. I should have went here, went there, but I just knew my business was not ready until I got that fist made. Once that fist was made, I was like, okay, I don't care who get a bottle, give it to whoever, let them try it. I'm bringing it to where I gotta bring it so that people can try it. Because that bottle I had at first, it just I don't know, I just felt like I don't know, it's just like it's a startup bottle. I don't feel like nobody will want to invest in this brand if it's not fully finished already.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, and it's finished, it's beautiful, uh, and it's happening. So you needed 10,000 to get started, but I feel like there's more cost between there and launching it. Like, what else should people be thinking about if they're like, "Oh, I need to."
You gotta so before they even start making it, you gotta buy the amount of bottles. So you have to pick whether you want your bottles made in Mexico, China, or the USA. So we went with China because they make you the most for the least. Mexico, they make you have to buy more, but they charge less. But it's like you have to buy damn near 200,000. I was able to get like 20,000. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
In America, they make you get up to like 60 to 70,000 in bill. I was like, well, we're gonna go with the least amount of bottles because it seemed more cheaper.
Yeah.
Mexico was the cheapest, but you had to get damn near 100,000 bottles. I was like,
Ooh.
yeah, it's
Jeez.
still expensive, but it's just how it adds up.
Yeah.
And then after that, you have to go get your license and everything to be able to be made and stuff like that. It's just it's so much back end that you have to deal with. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
The distillery people deal with it, but once they deal with it, they gotta educate you on it so you can learn the tier systems in this state, that
Yeah.
state. Your 4 tier systems and all that. It's like damn,
Yeah, man.
it's
So
aggravating.
would you say you're in over 6 figures on it? Where are you in over 100K on it?
Uh, I would definitely say totally. It cost me 600K to get everything up and going from the custom bottle made,
Shit.
the licensing, and the amount of bottles I had to buy. I'm at 600,000.
Well, fuck.
But it's cool though because now I'm teamed up with some really dope guys.
Yes,
You
sir.
and
Yes.
and William, and I feel like now that we got some type of traction going online with Speakeasy or whatever,
Yeah.
all I got to do is promote. That was the whole goal, to get with somebody and just promote. So
Yeah. I mean, I'm super thrilled to be in business with you, man. And like I said, I love the product. I love the conversation that the bottle has. And you can't have one without the other. Like the bottle needs to be dope. And then if the bottle is dope, but the liquid is bad, you're in trouble. You know
yeah,
what I mean?
yeah,
Um, but yeah, man, like I think this is gonna be the next biggest thing. So if people are listening and they want to pick it up, they can go to Speakeasy. I don't think it's in every state, but in most states, you can go to speakeasy.com
yeah.
and find this bottle. I'm going to put a link in the description below the YouTube video. And so you guys can just go ahead and click the link, go pick that up. I mean, this is huge, man.
That's me right there.
This is you. Heart, soul is actually your fist. Speaking of fist, real quick, before we get up out of here, uh, this fist has a double meaning because you also are a boxer. You be out there
Yeah.
really.
I started boxing 3 years ago too. Yeah.
What made you want to start really fighting like that?
Oh man, I was beefing with my really good friend Minikan. We both was influencers, but he started boxing the year before. He found love for it. Me, we was beefing over he say she say stuff. Him coming on one of my trips out to St. Martin's or whatever, and matter of fact, it was really fighting over some COVID cards. To be honest, he was the plug, and I was like, you know what, bro, I need a COVID card. I didn't get the COVID card in time, so I was like, you know what, bro, it's up when I see you. It's up. He was like, nah, it's up when I see you, blah blah blah. So we never seen each other for like months. It was always we
Yeah,
would talk to other people in the background, like, yeah, tell him when I see him, it's up. And they were like, no, you tell him if I ever see him, I'm smacking him
on site.
on sight. So we never saw each other, but it made perfect sense because he didn't have an opponent to fight for his fight that we had for Misfits, and we ended up talking smack to each other like randomly out the blue, like seeing each other. He was like, you know what? Get in the ring, put your money where your mouth is. And I was like, all right, what's up? What we fighting for? He was like 40,000. I was like, yeah, I'm in the ring. I'm gonna see you in the ring. I started training, started losing weight, trying to get in shape. I went found boxing coaches. I got beat up by amateur pro boxers. I was just really just trying to just get the hang of it because that just breathing alone is hard to do in a ring. So it was just tiring. We
Yeah.
ended up fighting. I lost by disqualification.
What'd you do? Wait. What did you do?
I didn't. The thing is, bro, I would say this. He'll tell you otherwise, but I know I was winning every round. Every round I was winning. But you know me, I'm already dehydrated. I'm tired. I lost 30 pounds for this fight, and I didn't have no real skills. So when it got to the fourth round, I'm just like throwing punches. He's hugging me. I'm hugging him. It got down to the referee saying, "Yo, y'all, you hug again, you're disqualified."
Got it.
I'm like, okay, cool. I'm not the one doing the hugging. So
So
he thought,
you ain't like kick him in the dick or nothing like that. You ain't like
nah,
kick
nah,
him.
nah. I didn't, I didn't,
Okay.
I didn't do nothing weird like that, man. It just got
Okay.
to the point to where like both tied. I already got a point taken away from me because I ended up coughing, and when I coughed, my mouthpiece came out. I was sick. I was sick fighting that day, so I was trying to keep my mouthpiece in, but every time I cough, it was just hard because I would gag and throw up a little bit. So they take a point whenever you take your mouthpiece out. They feel like you're buying time. I'm like, bro, I ain't got to buy time. I'm tired. If I
Yeah.
could, I'd sit down. So we got the holding on the last round. It was 30 seconds left, bro. 30 seconds left in that four round. You go look up the fight. It's Minicon versus Nick Nack. And you can watch the whole fight, bro. I'm winning that whole fucking fight. Next thing you know, disqualified. I said,
Where
okay.
can you watch it? On
You can, watch,
YouTube?
you, can watch, you can watch it on YouTube. You can type in Minicon Minikon versus Nick Nack. It should pop up. It's gonna say Misfits. It's gonna be from 3 years ago.
That's crazy. Has that always been something that you've been into though? Like kind of like like fighting or like MMA, or is this just like out the blue? You was like, you know
Nah,
what?
man. So you gotta understand, like we talked about this earlier. The money is decreasing for influencers.
Yeah.
It's decreasing. living in LA, my rent is 3,700, and then I gotta take care of my wife too. I'm like 3,700. That's an expense. My wife, that's an expense. I can't do what I want to do because that's another expense. So I'm inside chilling. Bro, look, I don't even get haircuts. I get one haircut a month now. Everything's an expense. You know what I'm saying? I try to limit all the expenses, but it's just like the money was good. That first fight was $40,000. So I was like, that's win or lose. He made 40,000.
Mm.
I made 40,000. That was win or lose. So now I'm like, okay, people are getting paid a lot, even if they win or lose. So it was like, yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and keep fighting.
I'll fight you for 40,000.
That's what I'm saying. I fight anybody for 40,000. But it got to the point to where like they didn't like the fact that I tired out and they were show, so they never double back to even give me another fight, bro. So I was like, well, fuck it, I'm gonna go fight a bunch of nobodies to show that I'm serious. I went to go fight a bunch of nobodies, and they still don't care. They was like, yeah, you're not fighting nobody, so don't worry about it. I'm like, well, damn, I'm getting in shape. I'm fighting people. I'm boxing people. I went and got signed to real boxing teams to really practice. I was trying to
Wow.
really go fight pros. I was like, I'll go fight a few pros, win or lose. Like I'm still putting the work in. But
Yeah.
I was like, the pay is not good. Like $2,000, 3,000. That's why I see why they wanted to transfer from amateur boxing to crossover boxing influencers. They was like, I'd rather do what y'all doing. Y'all making 40,000. It take us a whole year to make 40,000 from fighting, unless you're a big fighter.
Yeah, that's crazy. Yeah, I'm not getting my face all beat up for 2,000.
Yeah, no, it happens. But the thing is, you might need that 2,000 for rent. So you're like, fuck it. I don't feel like going get along. Let's just go ahead and
Hey,
just get
listen, it's no shade, man. If that's what you can do, if that's what you do well, if that's what your skill set is, do it.
facts.
Do it. Well, I
It's
love this,
gonna feel
man.
crazy.
Where do you see, and this will just be something for the community, but where do you see the future of social media going? Like where do you see that?
To be honest, I think social media is only going to get better from here in a worse way because if you blow up on social media, we all know you don't have a life after that. No matter what you say or how you say it, your word is a like it has meaning to it. Like even on Twitter, you say, "Oh, I don't like this." And people be like, "Oh, you don't like what? You don't like trans people?" And they'll put words in your mouth. They'll always try to attack you. You can say, "Oh, I don't like the way how this person act." The vlogs will catch it, they'll post it, put words in your mouth. They'll make you the public enemy, make people hate you. And when people start hating you, he needs to stop worrying about this. He needs to worry about his pregnant wife that he's not even worried about. Shit like that. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like, damn, all this man said was he don't like how the sun turned over at night. Well, maybe he needs to go worry about his wife instead of the sun because his wife always turning over at night.
Ah,
It don't make no sense. So I would say it's only going to get better but worse because you got a lot of good TV shows coming out. You got a lot of people fighting on these TV shows. You got a lot of reality shows for money. It's just like social media is going to always be there because it's always going to be the next best thing to come out to push and promote on that one platform. Or if not, there's always going to be something that's for the future that's going to come out and make people want to be a part of it. Like I just seen a toaster that charges your phone in 2 minutes. If it's dead, it charges your phone all the way to 100%, 2 minutes. So there's always gonna be some dope stuff, you know what I'm saying? And it's the world is gonna be a crazier place, but I mean, hey, nobody go outside to touch grass anymore. We all inside on our phones. So
mm. Is it worth it? Can you still make money? Is it worth still doing social media? Trying to
the way
be
how the way how TikTok is making everybody famous, the prices are gonna go down. And you would have to. I would say people would have to start having 10 million followers on Twitter, on TikTok, and they're gonna have at least 4 million on Instagram because everybody got a million, everybody got 100K, everybody got 500K. It's just like then when we first started and you got 10,000 followers, that was like a million of us back then.
yeah.
So now that everybody's touching these accolades, it's just like, okay, cool. What can we do to separate them from thinking that okay, you're as big as me or you're as you know what I'm saying?
Mm,
Like, oh, your demographic is only 13 to 18. You're not touching the what I need you to touch for them to make sales. So maybe we can pay you 2,000 for 20 posts. But if you were reaching 21 to 35, then I can pay you 40,000 because I will make it in revenue or whatever. That's how they
mm.
think. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So
yeah.
so they're going to definitely try to separate a lot of people that's blowing up on TikTok doing dances that don't have no real substance in their content. It's just dancing. No
Yeah.
ideas, and then when they do all the dancing stuff and they go to promote a brand, nobody cares about the brand because they only know you for dancing. They would have to see
Yeah.
you in a commercial dancing in this product on a commercial for them to be like, oh, they made it, I like it, let me go buy it. But if they see
Yeah.
it in the page, they're not going to support it.
So you feel like substance, like your stuff is gonna have to start having more substance, and you're probably gonna start needing a bigger following, or at least like really hammer down your niche.
I would say, to be honest, half of the people you don't need to be big on social media to get paid. I would say take your ideas because these companies are looking for people with creative ideas. Substance, get creative ideas, and then sell them. That's what people. That's what these people do. That's some musicians. They write songs all day for musicians, bro, and they get paid on the royalties on the back end. Like the week, not the weekend. What his name is? Bruno Mars. Bruno Mars was writing songs for everybody for 15 years to 10 years before he blew up. For a
Yeah.
lot of people, and he was like, "I got it now. I know what to do now. Now I know the industry for me to go do my own thing." So
Yeah.
if you want the money, then sell your content to these companies. They are always looking for ideas.
And
They
honestly, that's brilliant. And then I just had this thought, like if social media is about to become the next TV, right? If linear TV is going away, then you could probably make money as a writer
Mhm.
or producer for social media. So if you don't want to be on camera, but you could be like, yo, I can write these skits for you.
Facts.
I
That's
could give
that's
you five
that's
skits a
and like
day.
like we said earlier, get you a team and collab. Like go get a bunch of people who don't have no real following and put them on your page. Start a whole series on your page. The page
Yeah.
is gonna blow up. Go ahead and buy ads. Buy ads help. Put it in your story. Get the people to other people to shout you out. Your brand's gonna blow up and then people will be like, oh, I follow this series and you're gonna blow up so much people gonna start reaching out and say, hey, come be a part of this. We need your help with this. Like you don't need to blow up overnight. You really got to just put the work. People like to see the work.
Substance, consistency, and
Yeah.
collaboration. I think that's what we landed on. Substance, consistency, and collaboration. Man, I appreciate your time, brother.
Thank you.
I really do, man. Thanks for being here. Y'all go pick up some of this Ami. It's delicious. Like I said, the link is going to be down in the bio. You can always reach out to me. I'm sure you can reach out DM Nick if you need a bottle and you can't get one. We will make sure we get you one, and we have to have you back, man, to do this again.
Oh yeah, look, let's go to Miami. Let's bring a bottle and let's go turn up in a section.
Easy, man. I hope those videos never come out. I hope those videos never come out. All right, y'all, man. Thanks for listening to the Future Proof Podcast. We'll catch you next week.
All
Peace.
right, brother.